A number of APS customers are reporting big jumps in their electric bills this summer. APS says it's because of increased usage, but many customers say that their electricity use has not changed. Joining us now is Corporation Commissioner Anna Tovar. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Lots of reports on this. I think anyone who gets an APS bill looks at it and goes, holy smokes, what's going on here? What's going on here?
Well, what's going on is that they've had back-to-back rate increases. And so rate cases in 2019, another rate case in 2022, and possibly another rate case in 2025. So the 2019 was about a $49 million increase, net increase. When you talk about this last rate increase, which I was the only commissioner that voted no on it, you're looking at just over $253 million of a net increase. And so this is probably the most prominent rate increase that customers have seen in quite a while. So they do have that sticker shock when it comes to, wow, how is my bill this high?
That rate increase again was in?
Just this past year, 2023.
Okay, so how long is there a lag there before these numbers, these bills start going up, or do they go up the minute it hits?
Well, essentially, when we approved the rate case, and again in this rate case I voted no, but it was the majority that voted yes. It'll go into effect probably that very next month, and so usually it's in our order of when it goes into effect.
Why did you vote against that hike?
Well, I'm tasked to, have a balance in regards to making sure a company is viable and at the same time protecting the consumer. So it is a give and take. And in my opinion, in this case, it weighed heavily in regards to favoring the company itself. And so I was trying to do things to lower that amount so that, consumers wouldn't see the sticker shock, and especially, as you noted, they're spending the same amount of electricity, but yet their bill is a lot higher.
APS, though, says that higher usage is at play here. They're also saying because of the hot weather, we've had historically hot weather the past 2 summers, that is at play as well. Again, is that valid?
Well, yes. I mean, it could be in play as well, too. But when you compare it to another electric company that is a quasi-judicial, and you could look at them, they've done studies in regards to an APS customer and an SRP customer. And typically, the SRP customer is paying 30% less or more in regards to the same amount of electricity that is being used.
Okay. Has APS given a reason for that?
Well, they are a for-profit company where, SRP isn't.
But I mean, just as far as the fact that are they basically saying that we don't know what we're doing if we say that our usage hasn't increased? They're saying it has. It sounds like they're saying you may not be aware of it, but you are using more electricity.
Well, and that was one thing, Ted, that I just about 2 weeks ago, I filed a letter to the president of APS because we were being inundated in regards to calls in my office by consumers and saying like, well, how is this happening? What plan am I on? And so I really asked a lot of questions to the president and saying, tell me a little bit more about your rate plans, because typically a customer can choose whatever rate plan they feel would save them the most money. Most of the time, consumers are not aware of this. And so when they call maybe an APS number, trying to get help and saying, hey, how is my bill so high? The operator should be explaining to them that there's a lot of different, rate plans that they can go on. And one is time of use. And time of use is typically the one that will save the customer the most amount of money. And then again, you can't be using your max electricity during certain times of the day, hence saving you money.
I know the Energy Support Program is supposed to cut bills, they say, from $95 to $185 a month. There's a budget billing program, the Crisis Assistance Program. These things are out there. Are they making a difference? Are they making a difference? It sounds like they might be making a difference over here, but over here, we still got these bills that are skyrocketing.
It is, and I think we saw that incident during COVID time as well, too, when people weren't unable to pay their bills. And now you're seeing it again. But there are some great programs that are helping with assistance. When I was the mayor of my city, we had that fund as well, too. But it is limited, and, you could use it once a year so that you have funds to go around for different families.
So when you get called, are you hearing, I'm seeing like 30% increases here. Is that what you're hearing as well?
Typically, that's what we're hearing from customers that call our office.
Yeah. What do you tell tell these customers? What do you tell people who say, I need to figure out what to do, this is killing me?
Well, first of all, I ask them, what plan are they on with APS? And so typically they don't know. And that's why my letter was prompted to the president to learn a little bit more about where they're putting people in their plans, and do customers actually are educated on this process? Because it can get a little wonky in regards to, trying to figure this out if you don't know. But again, what people see when they open their bill is like, what is this surcharge? What is this? What is that? And so I ask them to ask the questions when they're calling APS, to become an informed and educated citizen, customer, so that they're able to make the right choice on which plan they should be on, and hopefully to save money. So I've sent 2 letters out. They've responded to both of them, and so we're going to continue to work. And I just pride myself in being that consumer advocate that APS consumers can call my office, and I'm here to help them.
All right, Anna Tovar, Arizona Corporation Commissioner. Good to have you here, and let's hope the weather cools a little bit. If
Let's
nothing
hope
else,
so.
we're saving some money, huh?
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.